You are listening to the Women in Youth Ministry podcast hosted by me, your CEO, Heather Lee Campbell. Women in Youth Ministry is an organization that seeks to elevate the voices of women in a male-saturated field. Go to womeninyouthministry.com to read our blog, follow us on social media, join our online community, purchase our merch, or support our Patreon. Now, here is Heather and this week's guest. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Women in Youth Ministry podcast. My name is Heather Lee Campbell. I'm your CEO, and today we have a very special guest for you all. It is my girl, Bethany Parker. Bethany, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Bethany, I don't have a bio for you. You want to say a little bit about who you are and where you are?
Yeah, sure. My name is Bethany Parker. I currently work in a public library. I am in Columbia, South Carolina. And my biggest claim to fame for Women in Youth Ministry is I am Heather's chief of staff for the Women in Youth Ministry Conference.
You sure are. You sure are. Bethany, so it's kind of like a joke between us when I call her my girl Bethany, because like every time I talked about like my team from WYM to my sister would always say, like, you always talk about Bethany, you always say my girl Bethany whenever you're talking about her to me. And I'm like, I guess she's just my girl. And so my girl Bethany became my password for WYM to Redbubble. And I can say that because we've been banned from Redbubble.
Yeah.
for making a sticker that said Theohogins over Theobrogins.
Yeah. And then it became our group chat name.
Yes. So Theohogins over Theobrogins. There was a popular ELCA pastor, El Dowd, who like bought a hat with that on it. And I got like 5,000 views on, no, 5,000 is so little. Why am I saying 5,000? I got like so many views on Facebook. And then all of a sudden our shop got reported a bunch. And now I'm banned from ever doing anything on Redbubble ever again. But for a minute, Bethany was my password child.
Yeah, I was the favorite.
Dang.
I think part of it was I became the password child on Redbubble because I was making a lot of the stickers we were selling on Redbubble.
Yeah.
So it made it easier just to be like, all right, Bethany, here's the password. It's got your name on it.
That's so Enneagram 6 of you to make sure the rest of the team knows that you weren't my password child because you were my actual favorite, but because you were helping me on Redbubble. But
listen.
So Bethany, you know that I love a good unhinged icebreaker. You are no stranger to this. Could you give us a number between 1 and 49?
Yeah, my favorite number is 24.
24. Oh, this is my favorite question of all time. Bethany.
Yes.
If you could have any condiment come out of your belly button, totally controlled and hygienic, what condiment would you have?
Oh, goodness. I guess I'm going to have to go really simple here and just go ketchup. I love ketchup. Anytime I've got chicken or French fries or like, I just want ketchup on them. I'm one of those weirdos that like still, if I'm doing like fish sticks, I want ketchup. I don't want tartar sauce. I want like ketchup. So yeah, that's going to be it. But Heinz specifically.
Interesting.
I am a Heinz 57 girl.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're definitely not my password child because you're my favorite, because ketchup is abhorrent.
No. It's perfect. It's the best. It's sweet, but also kind of savory. It's great.
Amazing. I think I would always choose like ranch, but specifically like ranch, like buttermilk ranch mixed with Frank's hot sauce.
That's so Midwest of you.
It is. Well, I literally for salad today, I made some chicken nuggies. Yeah. Put some ranch and hot sauce on it and then mixed it in a bed of lettuce.
Hey.
With cottage cheese on the side, because I'm elderly.
That's better than my lunch, which was Bojangles, which was the mac and cheese. I ate the mac and cheese, popped a bunch of ketchup in the container for the mac and cheese, and then dipped my chicken tenders. I ate the mac and cheese first.
Okay, you didn't put the ketchup on your mac and cheese.
No.
Okay.
I ate the mac and cheese, and then I put the ketchup in, and then used that as my container
Okay.
for the ketchup, so I wouldn't put it just in, because Bojangles comes in a box.
Okay.
Like, there's not like a bag or anything to like put condiments in. They give you sauces, but I gave my sauce to my husband because he likes it more.
I have follow-up questions, but this is why we're not here today, or this is not why we're here today. So today we are here to announce the speakers that make up the upcoming Women and Youth Ministry Conference, March 4th through 6th in Arlington, Texas. That is in the suburbs of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, at our friend Lonnie Fancher's church, First UMC Arlington. It's going to be a wonderful time, and it's so funny. Bethany and I were talking about this before this, like, probably to most people, it seems really late for us to announce the speakers for our conference. But we were talking about how, like, we know that the women don't come to our conference because of some big name speaker. They come for the community, right?
Absolutely.
And yet, we have some baller speakers and topics.
We got some really big names that I'm really excited about.
And we're going to save the one that we're fangirling over the most for the end.
So you have to watch the whole podcast to get there, or fast forward and then come back. Whatever suits your boat.
Yeah, whatever. Or just like catch the reels about it later on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Unclear. So let's start off with our first speaker. Why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about this panel that we're going to be doing?
Yes. So we've got a panel called No One Trained Us for This. It's a question and answer with HR professionals. This will be led by Kirsten Jones. Kirsten will be leading this from our main stage, so everyone will get to be in there for it as our workshop. And Kirsten brings 24 years on staff in small and large UMC non-denom churches and community ministries. While serving in the local church, she spent 15 years equipping faith communities through training, consulting, and resources. Ordained in 2022, she now serves as an equipping pastor. Kirsten, I'm so sorry, is passionate about creating safe spaces and helping all people discover their God-given value. And she holds a Bachelor's of Art from Asbury and is an MLC alum. So we're really excited to have her come in and talk about HR in churches, because churches don't have HR.
Yeah. So this workshop was really born out of all of the endless questions that we have in our women in youth ministry community, asking questions that, quite frankly, we're ignorant about. No one trained us for this. And we see things all the time in our group about, like, people not understanding that certain relationships in the church are actually clergy abuse. They're not consensual. We have all kinds of questions about family leave and what does it mean when we are pregnant or our partner is with child, or adoption or whatever, right? So this is going to help bring clarity to women so that we can get some answers that we need to questions that we are burning with. And I really felt like Kirsten was like the best person to do this. She has been working with organizations for a while now that actually help churches hire. So she's been kind of a headhunter, has helped work with churches to find the right people. She was a consultant that I went to when I was in my discernment process. And so she's seen it all. And so she's a great moderator for this, because she's going to really help us sift through questions and work with some local HR professionals who are both in and outside of the church to help give real answers to HR issues. Because guess what? Your church is legal answers, not just our best guesses or, I don't know, here's what I tried one time and my church just went along with it, which is like most of the time. So the next workshop that we have is going to be led by our dear friend Asia Raju. And Asia is leading a workshop on creating a legacy of student leadership. I asked Asia to lead this, like, flat out, because in my opinion, there's no one better to talk about student leaders than Asia. And as we're talking about this theme of legacy, which is around this idea of Hebrews 11:1, looking at the great cloud of witnesses, who came before us, what are we leaving behind? We have to talk about how we are ministering to our students and equipping them to lead in our church. And so if you haven't listened to Asia's most recent podcast on student leadership, go listen to that, because that's going to be a precursor for what's to come at the conference.
And also just check out Asia online. She's got the website youngleaderslife.com. She started that organization in April of 2020 during the height of the pandemic because she believed Christians all over the world needed to see the hope of Jesus through the gift of teens. And she does a lot for our TikTok and then also her TikTok. And it's amazing to see. She is so passionate about actually using your teenagers and using their gifts and as the leaders of the church, not tomorrow, but today.
1,000%. 1,000%. All right, what do we got next, Bethany?
Our next workshop is called Sacred Rest, Building a Legacy That Doesn't Burn You Out. And that is going to be led by Elizabeth Moore. Liz, her is the Assistant Director of the Institute for Youth Ministry, where she oversees the Certificate in Youth and Theology program and develops training and resources for youth workers. Liz has more than a decade of experience in youth ministry and pastoral leadership, most recently as a church planner with the Vineyard. A sought-after teacher and preacher, Liz is passionate about listening, prayer, sustainable ministry, and social change. Liz is also an accomplished cook and believes in the profound connection between ministry and hospitality. And so Liz is going to do a really great conversation of taking a break and taking a Sabbath and being able to show that you can continue and being sustainable.
Yeah, I'm going to be really honest. I don't know totally what she's going to talk about, but she chatted with our friend Kat and said, I would love to lead a workshop on self-care. And we were like, heck yeah, Liz, like I would let you lead a workshop on anything. So I totally just came up with that name, just being real.
LOL.
It could change. Don't know. But Liz could be like, yeah, I'm just going to show you some recipes. And I'd be like, cool, you got the time.
Listen, give us a teaching kitchen. We're in. I'm sat. If Liz is leading anything, I'm sat.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be funny to have like a workshop by someone who's like, here are 10 meals you can bulk make for youth?
Heather, take notes. What if we just take over the kitchen at the church?
Oh my goodness.
Conference 2027, baby.
Conference 2027, we're not catering your lunches. It's actually going to be live cooking class demonstrations. This is not true.
Everyone's involved.
This is not true. We take it back.
Now you guys are getting a little bit of a taste of what our conference planning meetings are like, where Heather and I throw spaghetti at wall and see what sticks, and a lot doesn't.
Yeah. And a lot doesn't, and that's okay.
It's great.
Next,
Heather, go ahead and start with the next one.
Yeah, next up, we have the very lovely Brittany Bethel, who I always call Bethany Brittle. Whenever I'm typing her name, I'm like, no, that's not right. No, that's not. Nope. And she leads a wonderful organization called Cross Connection, formerly known as Carolina Cross Connection. And it's a missions organization based out of the Carolinas. And her workshop is called Ears to the Ground, Serving with Dignity and Impact in Our Communities. What I really love, she sent me this proposal and it's amazing. What I love about it is like Brittany leads a missions organization, but her workshop isn't about how do you create a good mission trip. It's about how do you serve the community? Like, how do you like understand who you're serving and like really care for them? So I'm very excited about this workshop proposal.
And Brittany's been a fantastic partner. So if you've come to a Women in Youth Ministry conference before, you've probably met Brittany. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite nights we ever did, Cross Connections sponsored it for us, one of our social nights, and it was a blast. I don't remember all of it.
Yeah. It was a really fun night that I'm happy to tell anyone about off of the podcast. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a wonderful time. All right, next up.
We've got Julie Floyd. Julie is local to Texas. She has worked in youth and children's ministries in Presbyterian, Lutheran, and UMC churches for the last 17 years. Her heartbeat is to create safe places where teens can experience love and acceptance and community while encountering the triune God. She is an LGBTQA plus ally, a mom, a wife, a quilter, and a creative. And her workshop is going to be speaking to teenagers, engaging the heart through the senses.
Yeah, we
Um,
love a practical workshop. And
mhm,
when her proposal was so practical, and she's local to the area, so I'm hoping she brings all her
mhm.
friends with her.
We're really excited about Julie, and Julie's very active in our Facebook community. So it's always great to see people from our community getting to come and lead workshops. I love seeing the people that are in the trenches, how we uplift them, and that's really important to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So next up, we have the very lovely Reverend Joy Gonzalez. Joy is an associate pastor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area at a large UMC church called Lovers Lane. It's so funny. I've known about Joy because like I was in the United Methodist Circle for a long time. And so I have known like a lot of the youth ministers that she's worked around or with. But what's really interesting is like she's a pastor. She pastors churches, but her spouse is a youth minister. And so she is going to be one of our keynote speakers. And I am tentatively calling her talk, again, I just named another talk, a sustainable calling, because I think that she can really speak into women in ministry and help us understand how are we living out our legacy. So she's going to give that really pastoral keynote that I think just helps us really root ourselves and ground ourselves in our own calling and who we are and what it is we're like leaving behind. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Heather told me before this how excited she was about Joy Gonzalez because before we ask people to be in our conference, we do internet stalk them a little bit and check them out. And there was a video about Joy from one of her pastors that was just raving about how wonderful she is and how big her heart for ministry is.
Yeah, at her previous church, also in that Dallas-Fort Worth area, she started a new campus for that church. And it was really like I watched this video about how her pastor, like her boss at the time, like she knocked on his door for like a long time saying, hey, God is calling us to do this thing. And he trusted her. And like she led an entire campus. And it was so cool, like watching her talk about what that campus in the community and watching the support that others had for her verbally. And, you know, I don't know a lot about her story, but watching that just made me go, oh, no, this girl is exactly who I think she is. Like, I'm very excited. Yeah.
I've got goosebumps about her. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
Our next keynote speaker, you know her, you love her. It's our very own Heather Lee Campbell. We do, as the conference planning team, require Heather to give a keynote every year because as our CEO, we think that it's very important to hear from her about the vision for our organization. It's not always her favorite thing because we always give her really difficult topics. We assign her what she's going to talk about. And sometimes it's really vulnerable, but Heather does an incredible job and we're so excited to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because like I've told the team before, like it's hard doing a keynote because I know people really look to me to be pastoral and give vision and energy. And like, obviously I can do those things, but I'm also a youth pastor in the trenches, just like everyone else. And so I often am like, man, I wish I could like teach about A, B, and C. Fortunately, this year's conference lends to exactly that because we're talking about legacy. And my jam, like the thing that I love most in ministry, is providing legacy to leaders and helping raise leaders up in the church. So I'm going to take a little bit of an extended keynote to not just cast a little bit of vision, but do some real practical training on how the legacy we leave is the leaders we raise. Let's talk about leadership development.
I love it. I love it. Before we get to our next speaker, Heather's going to give that in just a minute. But before we get there, I want to just do a big call out. We do have 2 workshop slots still available. And so if you are a member of our community and you have something that you feel really called to lead, if you say, you know, I really actually kick this aspect of ministry out of the park. And I think more people need to hear about this because it would actually benefit their ministry. And it has something to do with that legacy theme. We would love to hear from you. We have, like I said, 2 workshop spots left. So if you have a proposal that you're like, I think I would do a really bang up job and I would love to send this in, please email Heather at heather@womeninyouthministry.com. We would love to see your proposal and add you to our lineup.
Yeah, we're especially looking for, we don't have anyone representing children's ministry yet. And that is such a gap. Most women are in the and role. So we're doing youth and kids and college and, you know, all the other hats, all other duties as assigned. So I would love for someone to give something specifically on kids ministry. When we talk about legacy, you might be wondering what kind of workshop like fit that. And I would love to see something on like storytelling or a modern take on evangelism in the church, and how do we help our students like share their own legacy stories as well. So there's a lot there, and really we're just looking for the best, most passionate workshop proposals. So yeah.
So please send them in. We'd love to have you on our stage.
Yeah. We're a big believer. We're not looking for big names. We're looking for girlies in the trenches. With that said, though, I'm really excited about this next person.
Oh, I'm thrilled. To give a little context, when it comes to this person, when we were coming up with names of people in Texas that we were like, who would we love to have? This was the first name that somebody mentioned. First name. We were like, this is our dream person. This is the woman that we don't know if we can get. It's a big ask. It's a prayerful ask, but this is the dream.
Yeah.
And she said yes.
Yeah. And it's so hard because like this is such a grassroots organization, Women in Youth Ministry is, and it's not something that anyone makes money off of, including our CEO. And it's like we just like have a lot of trust in this process, trust that sponsors will come through, trust that women will say yes to us, even if we may not be paying their usual writer fee. Like, there's all kinds of pieces that go into this. And this is someone who we have connections to, and we chose not to use those connections because we just wanted to believe that that this would work out. And so without further ado, our last speaker, who will be giving our final keynote of the conference, is none other than Dr. Will Gaffney. Dr. Gaffney. If you don't know who Dr. Gaffney is, I feel like she's one of those people who you are either screaming in the car right now because you are like, what is happening? Or you're like, hey, I don't know her. But okay, if you think she's cool, tell me why. Let me tell you why she's so freaking cool. Okay. Dr. Gaffney is a biblical scholar. Some would think of her as the womanist scholar of our time, maybe all time, unclear. And her work focuses on translation of the scriptures for congregations and lay readers, womanist and feminist biblical interpretation, and women who prophesied in ancient Israel and the ancient Afro-Asiatic world, and their reception in rabbinic literature. She is the Right Reverend Sam B. Holsey Professor of Hebrew Bible at Bright Divinity School in Fort Worth, Texas. She is the author of A Woman's Lectionary for the Whole Church, Years A, B, and C, and a novel, Year W. And translator of its biblical selections. She is the author of A Womanist Midrash, a reintroduction to women of the Torah and the throne, and its sequel, Womanist Midrash, a reintroduction to women of Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings, along with many other commentaries. She co-edited the People's Bible and the People's Companion to the Bible. Dr. Gaffney is also an Episcopal priest. She's canonically resident in the Diocese of Pennsylvania, but she is licensed in the Diocese of Texas, which is where she serves. She's a former Army chaplain and congregational pastor of the AME Zion Church. She's just like, she is just that girl. Like, there's more to her bio. She's just incredible. Like, she's just amazing. And she is going to give that final keynote that just helps us connect it all together. Thoughts?
I am thrilled. If you've never heard Dr. Gaffney speak, if you look up sermons that she's given or lectures that she's given, she understands the women of scripture in a way that I don't think most people do. Like, she truly embodies the women in scripture and sees them within all of their cultural context and uplifts them. And it's incredible.
Yeah, one of my favorite things she does is she gives dignity to the women of the Bible who are often listed with no names. And she tells their stories and she gives them names and she makes them real human beings in a literature that does not always see women as human beings. And so she's incredible. I'm so excited. I am not a person who often celebritizes people, but I'm a girl's girl. And how could you not be a girl's girl for Dr. Will Gaffney?
Oh my gosh. Dr. Gaffney is the ultimate girl's girl for the women of the Bible.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
So you can't but love her.
Can we ask her to add that to her bio? Dr. Gaffney is a girl's girl for the women of Hebrew literature.
I think we should add it to her bio when we introduce her on stage.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. This is a deal. I can't wait for the rest of the team to say that was a great idea or you guys are vetoed. Yeah, why did we put you in charge?
One of our team members, Lonnie, actually took a class with Dr. Gaffney this past year while she's in her ordination process. And I've loved getting all of the little snippets of the class. Like, oh my goodness, Dr. Gaffney taught us about this today and how incredible it was.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I've been getting to know her through Lonnie.
Yes.
A little bit, just a little bit more personally. And I'm just really excited for her to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so geeked. So Dr. Gaffney, we're just so honored that you said yes to it. I'm trying not to choke up about this, but just so honored. Because it's just like that expertise in this space is so needed. So, okay. Well, there's one question that we always close out the podcast with that I'm going to ask you, Bethany, while I sit here and recover. And that question is, we are the Women in Youth Ministry podcast. We have all genders listening to our podcast, and we love that. But we want to take a moment to speak directly to the women listening. Bethany, what do you want women listening to hear today?
You have a community out there, whether you've found it or if you're still looking for it. It is vitally important for your sustainability to have a community outside of your church, outside of the place that you work and live and serve. Whether that community is an online community like the Women in Youth Ministry group, or if it's a community of your neighbors or the people you co-parent with, or if it's a group of friends that you get dinner with on a semi-regular basis, that community is vitally important to give you life, to pour back into you so that you can continue to pour out to your students and to your congregations. And if you are looking for that community, if you haven't found it yet, come to our conference. Our conference is truly the best place for community. I have found some of my most amazing, closest friends that I talk to on a daily basis through Women in Youth Ministry. My soul sisters are from Women in Youth Ministry, and it's because of the conference that we really connected like we did.
Yeah. The secret to longevity in ministry is having your people. So if you want to leave a legacy in ministry, come to the conference and find your people, because it's going to make you stronger for ministry for longer. Like, I guarantee it. And it's a story that all of us hold. So yeah. Good. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to press enter, upload. What's the word? Yeah, upload on this podcast. Upload. Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We're going to get back to posting normal episodes from the podcast here soon. I have them all. I just need to hit upload, apparently. But yeah, we just wanted you to get to hear about the conference so that you guys can get signed up. The last day to register is February 1st. You don't have long, my friends. And you can use the code SAVE20 for $20 off. So, all right, friends, thanks for listening, and we will chat with you all very soon. If you enjoyed that podcast, don't forget to rate us 5 stars. You can follow us on Meta, Twitter, and TikTok at Women in YM. If you're a woman, we'd love to have you as part of our Facebook community. Go to womeninYouthMinistry.com to learn more. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Women in Youth Ministry podcast.